Welcome to the Business Renovator. Once again, if it's your first time, you're welcome as a first timer. And if you've been here before, welcome back and thank you for being here. Remember to share this out with your friends, family, and enemies, maybe even, or maybe not. Anyway, I'm looking forward to running through some ideas about self-confidence. I was listening to an audio program by Brian Tracy, and it spurred me on to talk about some mental fitness exercises that we can do. So let's move right along to get to my buddy's book, Brian Monahan, who's the curator and author of it. It's coming up right here. It's 365 Customer Delight 365. So let me have a peek. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about, and this ties in with the confidence side of things as well as being a customer delight guy or gal. If we did the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. That's Thomas Edison. Brian's take on that particular quote is pretty straightforward as it appears. If we did the things we are capable of, this requires us to push our boundaries and to exhaustion in order to recognize our true greatness. How often are you leaving something on the table when taking care of your customers? They deserve your astounding greatness. You are capable of extreme delight. Another way of looking at this also, in addition to being delightful for your customers, is where are you underliving in your own life? And that's what brings me to today's topic. And that is self-confidence. So I'm a big fan of this particular one here. I heard this a few months ago in a slightly different way, but say yes, just like in a good improv show, if you've ever seen that. What's My Line? With those improv crazy people. They're very talented and make me laugh often. And I've taken some improv classes, and one of the things that they talk about to have a life that you enjoy more often than not is to say yes to life more often. If it aligns with your goals and your aspirations, absolutely. But say yes because you expect success. Go ahead with confidence versus trepidation. Also, if you think like a winner, expect to win. Which goes right into my first mental fitness technique. So when I do these in front of a group, I would ask the people, anybody in this room talk to themselves? And many people would put up their hands, say they do, voting that they do. And others their hands don't go up because you know what they're going, I don't know, do I talk to myself? I don't think I talk to myself. Do I talk to myself? Though really, we all talk to ourselves, whether it be out loud where you can hear it or quietly inside where we can listen to ourselves. I've heard numbers as high as 80,000, 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. I don't know how they are able to measure that, but there's got to be some scientific methodology to make that happen. So their very first thing in the mental fitness technique would be to talk to ourselves positively, kindly, with a looking forward to a positive outcome, no matter where we're at. That would be the first thing that I would get you to do. Let's see, what other notes did I get out of here? Dr. Martin Seligman, who is the father of optimism, has a book that talks about this. We can learn to be more optimistic, which means we can talk about things in a more in a way that makes it more likely to come to fruition. Talking to ourselves in a negative way is not really all that healthy. One of the things that was pointed out to me was attitude is really neither negative or positive until we set a goal. Then once we set a goal, what we do then thereafter determines our attitude towards the goal. So for example, if we're moving towards our goal, the thinking we're having is a positive thought process. And if we're moving away from our goal or not moving towards it at all, then perhaps it's a negative self-talk that we're having with ourselves, reasons why we can't do it, reasons why we're afraid to do it. Those don't serve us very well if we want to move towards something new, bigger, better, brighter, faster, slower, lighter, whatever the goal or objection is. It doesn't really matter. It's your goal. And if you're moving towards it, then that is a positive self-talk that's going on in your mind. That's one mental fitness technique. There's going to be 5 today. The next one is very similar to the first one, self-talk. It's affirmations. And affirmations are written as if they've already been completed. They're in the first person present tense, and they're obviously positive, because we are affirming whether we do it on purpose or not. It's just if we're not doing it on purpose, quite often what we're saying to ourselves in our affirmations is not supporting and serving us. So when you catch yourself saying things in an affirmative, declaration sort of fashion, stop it. Say to yourself, up until now, that might have been true, but not anymore. And then state the new you, the affirmation that you want. A couple of quick state changers that Brian's a big fan of, Brian Tracy. There's I like myself. I love my job. I like myself. I can do it. I can do it. Yes, I can do it. I can do this. I like myself. I love my job. I like myself. I love my job. And if you're to do those 50 to 100 times a day, what do you think would happen for you, to you? I think your energy would change. You would be above the line, as we call it. You would be a victor, not a victim. And you'd be moving towards your goal as opposed to away from it. So that is the second mental fitness technique, is positive affirmations. First person, present tense, and positive, describing the outcome you want. Another way to help you elevate your success and your confidence is visualize yourself at your future best, as if it's already done. So if you take the first two, what are you saying to yourself? And then what are the affirmations that you're using and imprinting in your mind? And then see yourself as if you've already done it, no matter what it is. Feel the feelings, let them soak in. It's a form of imprinting. There's actually a formula, I times V equals R. So I is for imagination, V is for vividness, and the R is for your reality. So if you want a new reality, first visualize it in your mind as if it's already done. Allow yourself to be childlike and fantasize about what it would look like. And then when you get the inspired action, the hunches, the intuitive ideas, act upon them right away. Don't put them on the back burner. I had a situation where I did that. I put it on the back burner. I had set myself to be in a group of people that would playing hockey and could help me reach my goal. And one of the people there in the hockey dressing room one day was the sales manager. And he said to me, "Phil, have you ever thought about selling houses?" Well, actually, that was my big, hairy, audacious goal at the time. And I said, yes, I'd be interested in doing that. And he said, well, when you're interested, give me a call. I think we could fit you in somewhere. So I didn't act upon it right away, not the next day, not even at the end of the hockey game. I waited a week or two. And if I had have acted sooner, I would have been working with the company I wanted to work with. As it was, I had to do some other things because the one opportunity that was available in that time frame had been fulfilled. So act upon the hunches and intuitiveness that show up for you. Let's go to number 4, which is CANEI, constant and never-ending improvement. So, gosh, there's a ton of ways to do this. You can attend live workshops. You can eventually go back to in-person workshops. You could go to school. You can do that virtually. You can read books, listen to podcasts. Maybe something you've already bought in a book, take it off the shelf and actually read it. Who's guilty of that besides me? I've got numerous books that I was inspired to buy and get, and I started or thought about starting, and I got distracted. So there's a ton of content out there. That isn't the issue. The issue would be to make a commitment and come up with a way for you to imprint the content that's available to you, whether it's online, YouTube, master classes, books, audio programs you have, maybe DVDs that you have, live streaming. There's a ton of stuff. Key is to figure out what it is you want to be, affirm yourself at your future best, and then pay attention to the hunches and the intuitive ideas that you get, and then study and listen to the things that support you along the way that will help you with your vision. It's simple to do, but it's also simple not to do, as Jim Rohn would say. Okay, let's get to the fifth one. There you have it. Your network, who you hang out with, virtually or in real life, in the physical space, if you're able to do that, has an impact as to who you will become. If you're hanging around with people who don't support you, don't get you, aren't interested in helping you be a better man, a better woman, a better entrepreneur, a better leader, if they're not interested in doing it, get rid of them. John Ashraf, the author of the book, The Answer, I read in there where he was at some meeting and they were sitting around tables of around, I think there was 8 at the table. And the conversation that most of them were having was how bad the world was, how terrible things. And I really liked what John Ashraf said in this chapter in his book. He asked them to stop, and he told them why. He said he values his subconscious mind too much to allow this negative thought process to program it. So if you aren't able to stop talking about the doom and the gloom in the world, I will have to leave this table. So he was dead serious about what he would allow to get into his mind. So one of the things I've done for a long, long time, I think certainly since 9/11, that was a horrific activity that happened in New York. And I got caught up in the national news playing it over and over. And it wasn't serving me to watch it over and over. I got how bad it was. It was a terrible, bloody thing. But after that day, I decided that I wasn't going to spend much time, if any, watching the news. And what I found is I really haven't missed anything that was relevant in my area that had an impact on me, that I needed to do something or reach out and help people. So in the programming language world, they talk about garbage in, garbage out, giggle. Well, the same is true for us in our programming. And the people we hang out with can support us or hold us back. I'm fortunate enough to be part of a number of groups, one in particular, the Megamind group, that came together because of what happened last year about this time. The world got turned on its ear, so to speak. And instead of wallowing in despair, or as one of my mentors says, these kind of things can jar your preserves. And jarring your preserves is one of two things happens. We hunker down, batten down the hatches, and hope like hell we survive whatever it is we're going through. And in recent times, it was COVID-19. Other times, it was economic downturn. Could be the loss of a loved one, could be loss of a job, could be a whole bunch of different things. And it's how we react to those adverse situations that really makes a difference. So we, as a group, came together, like-mindedness. We turned the lemons of last year into lemonade. And as a result of that, some wonderful things came out of it. New friendships, people to bounce ideas off of that were in support of what we're up to versus resistant to what we're up to. One of the mega minders came up with the idea of collecting winter coats and sharing them out. Well, we're all over North America. So we did it in our own geographic location. And I don't know what that final count was for winter coats to support that idea that Michelle came up with. It was in around 600 plus. In addition to the jackets, there was gloves and scarves and toques, as we call them in Canada, that were made available to those less fortunate. So as much as last year was hell in many ways, it was wonderful in other ways. So the people you hang out with really makes a difference to who you will become. So let's see if I can go back through this recap and look at them really quickly. First, in the mental fitness technique is positive self-talk. What are you saying to yourself on a regular basis? The second one is affirmations. Again, it supports the first one, but this one is deliberately using affirmations to change the way you think, to move you towards the end result you have in mind. Matter of fact, one of the things I would encourage you to do in this one is to actually write your ideal life story and pull out of there the affirmations that you want to create the vision, which is one of the secrets of the mental fitness, to help you get towards where you want to get to, which is the visualization process. So write a chapter, visualize a chapter as if it's already done, write the affirmations to help you support yourself, and hang around, watch podcasts, read books, YouTube videos. There's a ton of great stuff. Create a mastermind to learn with other people. And then last but not least is to think about who you're hanging out with. Are they building you up or tearing you down? Are they helping you be a victor, or are they keeping you as a victim? Do they give you energy or take it away? So those are the 5 things for mental fitness and how you can raise your level of confidence and become bigger, brighter, and more efficacious than you currently are today. So I notice there's a few people that have been popping in. Let's go see who's here with us today. And if you like this stuff and you want to share it out, that would be terrific. Share it out with your friends and your communities. Invite them to come here. Maybe there's 1 or 2 things that would be advantageous for them to have a look at. And you can go back and watch the replays. You can go to my website, or you can go to my YouTube channel. There's a ton of, again, contents everywhere. You don't have to just watch mine. Lots of stuff out there. Hey, there's a guy that I know. I'm not going to tell you what his nickname is, but he gave it to himself. It's a very nice one, by the way. I love seeing that you're here. Thanks for popping in, Greg. I hope you're doing well and hugely successful. I noticed that you dropped a few pounds in a couple of weeks. Congratulations to you for that. And what's he saying here? He's saying, my mom always told me you are judged from the company and the company you keep. I got bad eyes. That's why I have glasses. Anyway, appreciate you showing up here. Roy, my friend. He's going to have an interview with me. I'm excited about this. So thank you for popping in and having a listen. Remember, there are 5 areas for mental toughness and confidence, inspired by Brian Tracy in an audio that I was listening to over the weekend. I thought, man, this is just perfect to start off a Monday. There's a bunch of other things in the audio that I had heard, but these were the 5 things that I thought would bring the most valuable information to the people that are watching. So if you're watching this live today, awesome. If you're watching it on a replay, put #replay. And I don't know if I still have put my email address and my website up there. Here we go. Okay, it didn't work. What's going on? Oh, there it is. It's at the bottom. And if you need to email me something, you can go here to phil@coachphil.ca. And the website is just coachphil.ca. And a good friend and client of mine, Joe Norcott, just popped in. What's Joe got to say? He usually has something of value. He says he agrees. It's all about having the right mindset. Absolutely. Thanks for popping in, guys. If you're seeing this, like I said before, on the replay, just put #replay. Check it out on Facebook if you want to watch it over again, and on the YouTube channel. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.